What up, YouTube? I'm back. Hey, you know what? I decided to do one more video regarding the Galaxy Note 7 versus the Galaxy S7 as far as downgrading or the updates and, disabling it to 60% and all. You know what? My first video was basically letting people know that, Samsung had pushed out that update to cap your battery charging to 60%. Then the second video was more of a follow-up to, just let you know my experience of downgrading. And I still call it a downgrade. Downgrading from the Note 7 to the S7. It's still a downgrade, but you know what? I decided to do this third video to let you know that everything's going to be all right. So here we go. I'm going to touch on a few subjects here. The first subject I want to touch on is, I'm going to scoot this one to the side just a little bit because we're going to talk about the Note 7. Man, this is my favorite phone to date of every cell phone I've ever had in my entire life. And I've tried I've tried all kinds of, brands and we're talking about BlackBerry Storm. I mean, I've followed the trends, you know what I'm saying? And I'm a tech head. So, I look for things and, I'm a conscious shopper. And by far, this is the best phone I have ever owned. With that being said, let me quit touching stuff. I'm going to just let it turn off if it wants to. With that being said, like I said earlier in my other videos, I felt like I was being bullied into getting rid of this thing, and I still have it. And, I still need to call Samsung about, that envelope that they gave me to ship it back in, or Sprint rather. I just don't think that's right. It is an insult to injury that, they're telling me I can't get on an airplane with this thing because it's, going to blow up. However, they're going to let me put it in this little paper envelope to send back via the U.S. Postal Service. It doesn't make any sense. So I just, I'm giving them a hard time because they're giving me a hard time. This is my last little scratch at them. But at the end of the day, the phone is not supported. And that's why I decided to go ahead and, go with the S7 because, yes, I know I can root it and I know I can put package disablers and all this crazy crap on it. But, that's just a little too much for me. I've been rooting phones and playing around with the guts of, some of the ROMs and stuff. But, I'm at the stage of my life where I'm like, you know what? I just want to buy a phone that just works and it's fully supported. Something I never even thought about. If I were to drop this phone, because I'm not a big case user, right? I mean, I have a lot of cases because I use them. I switch cases like, on my phone like clothes. But, a lot of times I'm using something real thin or flimsy just to kind of protect it from scratches. Or sometimes I just go raw dog. And, you drop your phone, your screen cracks. How you going to get that thing replaced? If you do have an insurance policy on it, like from Best Buy or Geek Squad or whatever, they're not going to replace it with another Note. Trust me. And they will not be fixing your screen and sending it back. This phone is done. It's toast. And you'll be getting an S7. That's what they'll try to get you to get. So if you actually end up messing up this phone somehow, I don't know if you brick it or if you crack it or break it, or even if it just goes, goes bad somehow, you're not getting another one. You're not going to get any support for this thing. So that's another thing I had to think about. Even if I did break it, I'm not getting another one. So essentially I'm just using it until I can't anymore. And to me, that just didn't make sense. Now I know there's usually not a date on a recall to where they stop letting you bring it in if it's defective, or I'm sorry, if you want to. But at the same time, they might stop offering incentives. So I went ahead and got my $100 bill credit, man. For some of y'all that are on one plan by yourself, that's an entire phone bill and then some, right? So go ahead and take advantage of that. And that's what I was just thinking. This is me personally. For you guys out there that's still, rocking it out, being Note 7 Rebel Warriors, that's cool, man. But, you just got to think about the bigger picture. You're fighting for something that basically the world has abandoned. And I would love to keep this thing as a collector's item because that's pretty much what it is. It's a really nice, small damn near 6-inch tablet. But that's pretty much what it is. It's a Wi-Fi device now and a collector's item because only a handful of people have them. They took away the VR set, the headset. They took away support for that. And I never used one before, so I didn't even know what I was missing until I got the S7. The S7 here, and I was able to use it. And I'm like, damn, you know what? I really like this thing. It's cool. I play with it all the time. So they took away support for that, right? And next, Samsung Pay. There was a nice little update to Samsung Pay, and that's something I use daily. And couldn't get that update because, of course, they don't support it anymore. And, it was I mean, there were some glitches with the original Samsung Pay that came pre-installed. So I realized, man, I'm not going to get any updates to clean up these glitches or anything like that. And then, when Android N comes out, I'm not going to get that unless somebody builds a custom ROM. But then again, that's a custom ROM. They always come with their glitches and they don't get, updates or whatever. So I'm thinking to myself, if I did keep this phone, yeah, I can go underground and keep it. And so what? You can't ride on a plane with it. You can always get a burner phone for that. But to keep this phone running at optimal speeds and just performance and everything the Note is known for, you're going to need some support, dog. You're going to need some support from Samsung to, all the stuff that they put on it that makes it the Note, the software, right? And Samsung has basically said, no, we're not supporting this phone no more. And, Sprint is basically on board with that. So, they disabled they disabled the network for, was it Netherlands or something like that? Don't think that ain't coming to the US at some point. I'm pretty sure at some point, they're just going to take that last little stretch and just stop supporting the phone altogether. So now you're left with a nice, fancy, small tablet, because it's just going to be a Wi-Fi device at this point that you've held on to. So that was my personal thoughts and why I decided to go ahead and switch, because I want the support. And God knows when that Gear S3 hits the US and I'm able to get that thing, I've been wanting a smartwatch basically since they came out. I just never saw one that was worth my money. I mean, some of them look really nice, but they didn't have the features. And in my opinion, Samsung puts the features in smartwatches. Like, they go far above and beyond putting features and stuff. But they just never hit it quite right with the styling. I don't like square watches, and they finally got it right. Let's just say with the Gear S3, they finally got it right, and I'm willing to spend my money on that. Now, me spending I think that watch is going to be about $450 actually. Me spending damn near $500 on a smartwatch, and I guarantee you this Galaxy Note will not support that. I don't care what ROM you put on it, whatever, or you might have to go into the guts of this thing and trick it to be an S7, but it's not going to work right. So you're always going to be trapped into tinkering with your device. I just want to turn this bad boy on and let it do its thing. And that's why I went with the Note anyways, because it's just a beast. But that's only when it's supported by, the carrier and Samsung itself, the mothership. You want your phone supported by the mothership. So I know I'm going to want that watch when it comes out in a couple of weeks. And I know this phone ain't going to be able to connect with that thing and do everything it's supposed to do. So I decided, hey, just let it go and move on. So for everybody that's commenting about, going to the Note 7 Rebels and everything, man, hey, I still ride with y'all because, everybody's got to stand for the cause. Because I just don't think it was right that they did that second recall and all the stuff that they're doing. But at the end of the day, they have the power. They can shut these bad boys down anytime they want to. They can push anything they want to push to it. They are what I would call like, what's that organization from the Terminator, Skynet or whatever. They're like Skynet. That's what it is. They're like Skynet, man. They can do whatever the hell they want to do. So we're basically fighting a fight we can't even win, man. So go ahead. You know what? It's not that bad of a trade-off. You know what? The screen size, I've been using this thing for actually tomorrow, Saturday, it'll be a week. Let me push this to the side because I'm done with the Note. If they let me keep this because they don't want to send it back, because trust me, I'm going to give them a hard time sending this thing back in that crazy envelope. But if they let me keep it, I got a nice little Wi-Fi device and, I still get to use that S Pen. But let's toss this to the side. Let's talk about this S7. Now, once again, I know there's plenty of reviews on S7, but I'm going to give you my trade-offs, what I like and don't like about it, just, as quick as I can, because I don't want this to be a 40-minute video. But this is not a bad phone at all. And I know you got the Google Pixel and all that, but I'm a Samsung fanboy, man. I admit it. I am part of that club. So I looked at all the other phones and they just don't carry that same tech sexy that the S7 does, especially with this edge. Now, I know I told you before, I don't like the flatness of the phone because of that edge it just makes it feel too flat in the hand. I've actually gotten kind of used to it, but I still don't like it. But I did get some cases, which I'll show you in a second, and it makes it feel a whole lot better in the hand. But as far as software and everything, yes, there's some things that I missed, but I just signed up for the Samsung, not developer program, but the Samsung beta program. That's what it is. I signed up for that. Hopefully, we get that Android N update pretty soon, which you can't get for a Note 7. Get that Android N update pretty soon. And the software looks a little bit more in line with what the Note 7 had, as far as what I was talking about in the other video, as far as the, the drop down menus and stuff like that. Because it's very close right now. It just needs to be updated to what the Note 7 was. Yes, you miss all of your your S Pen functionality, but that's cool. You still get S Note on here, and you can still type. I actually was at a meeting last night and I typed some notes on there, which I was doing on the Note sometimes anyway. So, that's all good. You make that adjustment. Screen size. Now, like I said before, the screen size is only 0.2 inches. When you put them next to each other, you can definitely see there, that is actually a huge difference. But it's kind of like being in Best Buy. You got all those TVs up on the wall and one looks clearer than the other. And you finally pick the one you can probably afford or want to buy. And then you take it home and it looks amazing. It's the best TV ever built, right? And that's exactly how this is. You get this thing in your hand and you stop thinking about the Note 7 and you fall right into the screen size. It is a small adjustment to the screen size. But after a day or two, you don't even notice that it's a smaller screen because it's still a very large screen. So that was pretty easy for me to get over. Everything else is pretty much the same, man. It's a Samsung phone. So you got that Samsung, continuity throughout the phone, same feel, all this good stuff. I mean, it's the same camera. I mean, it's not the end of the world if you got a downgrade. Once again, it is a downgrade, but it's not the end of the world. And then you can just hang in there for the S8, which I'm not even interested in, or the Note 8, which comes out, I would say, a full year. I think they're going to take their time on the next Note. So we're probably, instead of August, we'll probably get that bad boy 2 months later, so they can take some time. But I'm willing to wait and hang on to this thing because there's nothing better than the Note. Anyways, so for those of you who have decided to go ahead and, get yourself the S7, what I did, oh yeah, there's another comment in one of my videos, why I got so many cases. I mean, I'm gonna tell you straight up, I'm a tech head, and if you're a tech head, then you like cases. Putting on cases on your phone and dressing up your tech is like putting clothes on your body, man, because that's just how we roll. So I usually have 2 to 3 cases per phone. Slide the phone up here. I usually have 2 to 3 cases per phone, and I'll tell you why for each case. So I don't like cases, first of all, but if you look at this, ain't nothing but glass back there. So you're gonna get scratched up pretty quickly. And fingerprints all over the place. It's all greasy because I got lotion on my hands. So what I like to do is always keep a super thin slim case, right? So I'll put this one on. This is some Spigen. If I remember, I will put a link in the description. You slap that bad boy on there and it keeps it nice and slim. But the cool thing about this is it adds that extra bulk to the side. So now it feels like a phone. Now it feels like you got something in your hand. You don't have that edge right there, that sharp edge on the edge of the phone. So I like the way this feels in the hand. It doesn't have any bulk. Now you don't buy this so you can drop your phone all over the place and keep it protected. No, you buy this just to prevent scratches. And so that's why I have it, because this is my go-to case all the time, because I like to roll raw dog basically, but this is the next best thing right here. So easy to pop off. All your cutouts are there. Don't need to go through that. And I'll put this one right back there from Spigen. And then we have, this was in my Galaxy Note 7 cases review. I think this is a Parallax model from Caseology. I ended up just getting one of these because I was more attracted to the gold and black, and out of all those colors I have for the Note. So I just went ahead and went with this one. And it's still just as sexy on the S7. So, and the reason why I would like a case like this is because it does add a little bit of that extra protection on there, but you got the style now. So now you got a little extra flair to your phone. So, this will be my day to day. And this is, if I just, if I just want to rock something a little more stylish, I'll throw this on there. Then you put your phone down on the table and people look at it like, oh, that's nice. Because that's what we do. We do things just to look good, right? So this is one of my good looking going out kind of case right here. But then, and y'all gonna have to work with me on this one because I haven't actually ordered one yet. This is actually the UAG armored case for the Note 7. It worked great for the Note 7, but I'm pretty sure it looks exactly the same for the S7. So I'm not going to put it on that phone, but I'll go ahead and put it on the Note so you kind of know what it looks like on, you know, one of these types of phones. I mean, it's a case, but it does add that extra protection. Now, I'm a kind of a hands-on guy. I like to work on my truck and stuff. And oh, by the way, this does not work well with screen protectors. So make sure you shop around and get a screen protector that does not go all the way to the edge, because it's going to peel up just like that, just like it just did. So, but I will tell you that these two cases actually do work really well with screen protectors, whether it's one of the liquid screen protectors or whether it's a glass one. I tend to go with the liquid ones now with the curved screens, because they hug that curve a lot better and they still protect, and they're kind of like, they self-heal. So I like that too. But so as far as the UAG case, I'm a hands-on guy. So sometimes I put this on when I'm working on my truck, or, you know, climbing on the roof, or doing whatever I got to do just for that added protection. So for those guys who are wondering why you would get so many cases, that's why, man. You just kind of, you know, forever, for whatever part of your lifestyle you're in at the moment, just slap a new case on to suit that lifestyle. So as far as going from the Note to the S7, it's not that big of a deal, man. We can wait it out. If you want to keep fighting the fight, go ahead and fight that fight, man. I really do hope that you guys, you know, do all right with your phones. But I just personally, I didn't feel like it was worth it to keep going through all that trouble. I got a lot of other things I need to do versus, you know, sitting there rooting and tinkering with my device all the time, even though I loved it so much. But that's all I wanted to share with you guys. Hey, but before I go, I want to thank everybody for the support. You know, this is a brand new YouTube channel. I have 2 other ones. And, you know, I just don't have a lot of subscribers. And that's cool because, you know, I'm just getting started. But for this particular channel, man, oh, man, I'm getting a lot of love. Lots of comments, lots of likes, even some dislikes. And it's all good. But, you know, lots of views, man. I really appreciate it. So I want to give y'all all a big shout out. You know, if I've responded to your comments, you know, that's me showing you love back and showing my appreciation. If I haven't gotten to your comment yet, I'm gonna go ahead and check in a few minutes and try to respond to all of them. But you guys have been great, and I'll see y'all on the next video. The next video, I think I'm gonna probably end up doing a what's in my tech bag, because I'm one of those guys that just walks around daily with a lot of tech. So I figure, you know, those videos are kind of cool and I like to watch them. So I figured I'd do one, you know, of my own tech that I pack around and stuff like that. So, but once again, this ain't really a tech channel. It's just that I'm really into tech. I call it just doing reviews, just because I'm just doing reviews on stuff that I like. So I'll catch y'all on the next one. Y'all be good.